Okay, I'm just going to sit here and see how this goes. We're going to be in lower video quality, but maybe that will solve the crisis we're having. Hi again, Dino. Hi times 3, everybody. Hi times 3. We'll see how this is going to work. Yeah, never give up, never surrender. Galaxy Quest. So I'm just going to sit here and wait till more people come in. Oh, it was working fine, and then it just crashes. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's got to be something between OBS and YouTube. But this is pushing so much little information. The problem is when I use StreamYard, I don't get my readings. I don't have all the stuff that OBS gives me to talk about connection. I have to use just YouTube Studio. We'll see. We'll see if a third time's a charm. Maybe we'll even run trains, but at the rate the internet's going, I don't think I want to turn on my trains. Hey, Shortbread Andrew, how are you, sir? Yes, I am on StreamYard, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bring up people. Someone forgot to call Digger's hotline. No, my problem is I can usually sort what the problem was with my old internet, but with this internet, I don't know. I have a singular Wi-Fi router reception box. It's a 5G network. It's Verizon, the American cell phone company Verizon. We switched over to their internet because they're saving us money, a lot of money. Plus, we're supposed to be getting better upload speed. But some internet has been sketchy. It's not about punishing the trains, Jean Ricard. It's about the trains punishing me because right now I'm feeling cursed. It has not been a good week. It has not been a good day. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about my mallard is shot. When the cats nailed it the last time, they bent all this armature out of place. I have tried to look at the manual and see how it goes and what it's supposed to do, but it keeps knocking itself out of place. It'll run like 3 feet and then this is all bent out of place again. So I'm going to have to, maybe I'll bring this to the UK and see if somebody knows what needs done with it, because I cannot, I am trying to fix it, but yeah, things are just completely bent and screwed up on it. So the mallard is out of commission. I will not be able to run it anytime soon. I've tried fixing the armature twice based on the diagram and what's supposed to be straight and what's supposed to go in. But yeah, the cats really nailed it. So unfortunately, it is a lost soul here. Yeah, Randall, again, even with my old internet, it was occasionally I would have issues because how it's connected outside. But I would know if I was dropping numbers like this, I would know that's a problem from my internet company. Here, with the new internet I have no idea. I have no way of knowing what the issue is. It could be YouTube Studio is acting up with OBS. It could be OBS is acting up, because every now and then if they upgrade, but I don't think they upgraded this week. But every now and then when they upgrade, it takes a few days for the two to sort their crap out and get online together. Yeah, unfortunately, this one, Ian, and hello, Sir Ian. Great to see you here. This one, I know what's wrong because this armature in here is completely bent and mangled. The cats nailed it good. It's mangled. And I have tried to straighten it and align it, based on the manual, but it keeps bending. Something is still pushing, catching, and bending the armature up. If I were to run this for 2 feet, this side here would just all of a sudden be bent out way around here. Something is catching and bending and then pushing things out of place, and then it can't run. So that guy is out of commission. And then to continue the story of the cats, because apparently I like to annoy cat people. Every time we've had these problems with these cats since we've got them. We've had them for almost 4 years now. And everything is solved by food. Oh, it's their diet. Oh, it's their diet. Well, you need to give them this food. So we're now buying this bag of food that's like this big, and it's $65. This special dietary food, because they think the one has a kidney problem. All right. And that's up from the other one that was $45 for a slightly bigger bag that was special kidney food. So this is prescription kidney food. And we started them last night, and today, vomit and diarrhea all over the house again. I come down to go for my bike ride. Joyce comes down to get ready for work, and there's just puke and diarrhea all over in here and upstairs and in the kitchen and the living room. And it's just, all right. So no, we're not even trying another day with the diet food. Get rid of it. We're going back to the food. The one pukes and the other one gets diarrhea. And the one that might be nice to have diarrhea is the one that's puking, because her bowels are not working properly. So it's just one thing after another with these cats, one thing after another. And the vet's just, like, could you, we've paid for x-rays, we've paid for blood tests. Could you just give the cat an enema and see if that helps? But yeah, everything is diet, and stress. Well, have you had road construction? Have you had something going on with the neighbors lately? Because that can cause a cat to do this. Apparently everything in life upsets a cat. I need a dog to eat it up. There you go. So then so again, I keep trying to say hello to all the people in the background. I got an email from a friend of the channel that has a Märklin collection and needs to dispose of it, but he wants it to go to places where it'll be loved. And I have pictures that he sent me over the years here of his different trains. This is the gentleman that I gave my my friend Herb, that I gave my I shouldn't say gave. I traded my original ICE3 to get an IC1 back, but I bought other stuff off of him, and he just gave me so much more than what I paid for. But Herb is leaving the hobby and wants to get rid of his. So I have no idea how much he truly has. Just looking, I just threw out a round number and said, I will take whatever I can get up to that number. If I can get your whole collection for under that, great. But he's been emailing me back, but he keeps trying to send me more information, and those emails aren't coming through. So hopefully this weekend, Herb, hopefully you're watching this show. That was not a typo. I would go that high to take your whole collection or whatever of your collection I could get. So yes, I am back again, and we'll see how stable it is this time. So yeah, the mallard, the cats, and the situation where I'm, because one of the things I thought would be ironic would be to get my old ICE3 back, because right now I don't have an ICE3 running because I blew the decoder in the one, and we'll have to sort that. Yeah, Dire Straits and Chris Ray are forming diarrhea. Gotcha. Hey, speaking of which, that bad pun was brought to you from our friend Mark at Model Railway Fantasia. And Monsville, your dad is back in the hospital. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that, Monsville. I am very sorry. And Sir Raymond of Legs is here. Well, yeah, Raymond, I don't know what I'm getting, but a lot of his stuff is classic Märklin stuff, 70s, 80s. But we're going to have to work on, hey, Brian, Sir Brian of Finnerton. Great to have you, Sir Brian Finn. Welcome in. Well, obviously, all we can do is offer you our thoughts and, sincere sympathies, Monsville. I know this has been a long fight, and there's no easy way. So on the positive side, I don't know if I showed this last week. I don't think I did. I did have a bit of a mail call, and I got the 2024 Märklin Christmas wagon coach. Well, it's not a coach. We did not buy the Märklin one from last year. We didn't buy the Märklin Christmas car last year because I just thought it was hideous. Sorry, Märklin, but free opinion. I just thought it was hideous. This one, Joyce and I both agreed we like this one a lot. We think that's very cute. So this will be running around when we get to the train layout. We are 3 weeks away from Getz. So that is very, very exciting and nerve-wracking, but hopefully it will all be very positive. But yeah, that's kind of sharp. So anyhow, what am I writing today? I got to get to my OBS. I don't know the best way to organize everything. All right, so let's go to the 11-lane view. Bingo. So what I'm running today, I'm running a class 101 in the front with some German IC, EC coaches. And then right behind it, I'm running a Czech IC or EC being pulled by the new Czech Vectron that can be used with ECs and the rail jets. Next in line, I'm running that same container freighter, although I had an accident with this one. And yes, cats. Being pulled by a class 218, the container freight. I really need to finally give this guy, give these container freights. They have been running. I did change lanes with them, but again, I do this for the people who want to see freight. Next guy in line is my class 147. Pulling some Regio DOSto wagon. And then for those of you who like steam, they're sport. No, I'm sorry, that's a Monty Python bit. But I have got my Rheingold. This guy may need a little bit. Nope, he's going to be okay. I thought he might need a little push. Okay, he still might need a little push. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? You're struggling? Nope, now you're going. Okay. Once he gets a lap or two in, he'll be fine. And then way in the back, I've got my class 440. Oh, yes. And of course, on the floor, we're going to be running the Duchess of Sutherland. I hope. Come on. I should have changed him out. and the Azuma. So there we go. Right now I have absolutely no view of chat. That's the problem with the OBS. I might have to put the OBS over here. That might work better. All right, so now, hey, there's Sir Ian. How are you, Ian? Hello, Ian. And there is Ifo. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ifo. My internet, and again, I don't know if it's OBS and YouTube are fighting or YouTube's got a problem or OBS. First time, it started off bad. Second time, it was good for about 5-10 minutes and then crashed. And so I said, screw it. And I decided I'm doing StreamYard. So the video quality is not as good. Well, hello, Sir Richard Brown. OBS is not evil. I love OBS and I prefer it over any other format. I love OBS. And I can't necessarily blame what's going on with OBS because OBS, all OBS does is take your signal and send it. I think the issue is either my new internet, which has been fine the first 3-4 weeks I've used it, but obviously today it can have an issue. And unlike my old OBS or my old internet where I could find exactly where the problem is. Like, oops, my internet got reset to 5 up instead of 10 up, and I have to have at least 10 up. But for whatever reason, my internet is not working properly today. Wow, fireworks. All right, thanks, Lee. Take care. Well, it's not a matter of jinxing it, Jean-Ricard. I'm off it now. I'm not using OBS to broadcast. I'm still using OBS for the camera in StreamYard. October, you're getting a new Koploper. Nice. I really should get a Koploper. I think I have one of those cars out of order. Maybe that's why it keeps scraping. Oh, there's a nice busy bit. You got 5 of the 6 there. Did you get all 6 there? You might have had all 6 there. The newest one, is that the I think it's the Red Tiger version or whatever they call it. It's white, but it's got the red striping in some places. I'm trying to remember how that one looked because I wanted the KLM and I didn't buy it, and now I regret not having bought it. Yeah, I can understand that, Tom. With a hay shed, yeah, you don't want fireworks, especially the low-flying bottle rockets with their sparks everywhere. Yep. I'm going to turn that off. That's going to give me a little bit of a headache. On the floor, if you can see in that one picture over to the right. Can I move that picture over? Where is my OBS? We have the Duchess of Sutherland I bought from you with some cars, and then my Azuma. That gives you a nice long view of that container car coming through. And did I see Sir Chris from the Valleys is here? Hello, Sir Chris. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, unfortunately, the contact in it is needs a little cleaning. Yeah, it's flickering. So I probably need to get my contact cleaner out and clean that. Well, welcome in, Sir Floyd Robbins. Great to have you here. Oh, I forgot to do that. Here, let's shed a little light on that subject. Well, welcome in, Jesse. Now, the other big news is I don't know when we will have it out, but Joyce and I shouldn't include Joyce in this other than she will be a part of it by the time it hits. We do have a new parody song that will be coming out sometime in the next week or two. It may be as early as Monday or Tuesday. It may be a week and a half away, but it will be hitting. But it is it's a very wild one. I will not be doing any sort of creative video with it. It's going to just be a few pictures because let's just put it this way. It's a 16-minute long song. Insanity hit me. Which view is... But yes, a lot of people posted new videos today. I've watched most, but not all. Oh, they're taking that one out. Left Train Home. Let's welcome you in. I just have to perform like Alice's Restaurant. Yep. All right, Left Train Home. And now declare you a Knight of the Rhomboid Table. You are now an official Knight of the Rhomboid Table. You can post a link to your channel in the chat. And you can use the 3 dots next to people's comments and go to their channels and check out what they have. But this way you can hopefully get some new subscribers and friends. And there's Sir Ben from Eagle Creek. Welcome in. But everybody here gets the official. I did see I've sold 3 Knights of the Rhomboid Table t-shirts. That's kind of cool. Thank you to those of you who may have done that. Hi, Charlie. How are you? We're trying to put a video together. So anyhow, hey, Sir Andy from March West Junction. Great to have you here, my friend. So anyhow, here's the situation. Last week, Joyce and I were doing some work around the house, and we were listening to Abbey Road. And we got to Abbey Road Side 2 and the first song of the medley. If you don't know the medley, you need to go listen to it. One of the great bits of rock and roll. We were listening to the Abbey Road medley, which begins with the song "You Never Give Me Your Money." And we're just sitting there doing whatever we're doing, cleaning the house a bit. And all of a sudden, my brain just does what it does. Out of the blue, it pulls a stupid line. So as Paul McCartney's singing, "You never give me your money," my brain goes, "You never let me run my trains." You only give me my jewelry pair. And Joyce laughs. The worst thing you can do if you don't want me writing a song is laugh at one of my stupid lines. So then nothing else happens. We laugh, we go on, and then the song "Sun King" comes on, and I'm not trying to think of more lines. I'm just listening to the music, and I'll throw out a joke. But then all of a sudden we get to "Mean Mr. Mustard," and a line comes to my head. And then another one comes to my head, and Joyce looks at me and she goes, "You're not thinking of doing that, are you?" And I look at her and go, no. Why in the hell would I try to do a 16-minute group of songs with all those lyrics, and try to? It would be insane. It would be nuts. It would take me 2 months just to do the video. And then all of a sudden we get to, she came in through the bathroom window, and I come up with another line. She goes, "You're going to do it, aren't you?" I'm like, no, I really don't plan on it. I can't help it. You know me, I get these joke lines in my head. Sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's something else, but yes, it's trains. And then something came up with the end, and I just made a train joke. And Joyce just started shaking her head going, you're going to do this. And I'm denying. I'm in denial. Well, later that night, I can't go to sleep, and my brain starts thinking it out. Hey, Carl, how are you? So it took me 4 days, but I have actually taken the entire Abbey Road Side 2 medley, the 8 songs from You Never Give Me Your Money to the end. We did not do Her Majesty. Actually, I came up with a political thing of Her Majesty, which I changed to His Majesty, but I can't do it because I would offend most of my British people here. But I was making fun of King Charles now. I'm sorry, 50 years of calling him Prince Charles. 55 years of calling him Prince Charles. I still call him Prince Charles, even though now he's king. His Majesty's got pretty big ears, but he doesn't. Never mind. Anyhow, but I didn't do that one. That's not the medley. But Joyce will be slowly doing the vocals over the next couple of days, and then we will have to do dubs, harmonies, harmonizing, and blah blah blah. So it'll take a while to get the vocal aspect done, but I've already decided I'm not going to do any kind of video. I'm just going to have some random pictures up. It is a great album. I personally think, now I like all the Beatles albums, but obviously things can get dated. Their early stuff may seem a little too teeny bopper-ish for a lot of people, but I like the early albums. But obviously Rubber Soul, Revolver, the British versions. And when I talk Beatle albums, I talk the proper versions, not the American butchered versions. But yeah, Rubber Soul, and this also includes the singles they recorded in that time, Rain, Day Tripper, all that stuff. That period, late 65 into 67 with Sgt. Pepper's, is just a favorite period of mine. But then Abbey Road, especially Abbey Road Side 2, is just an amazing, it's one of the best sides of rock and roll in all rock history, in my opinion. People are free to disagree. Ah, I see. No, Randall, I got all the pictures and stuff I need. The thing is, what I did was Abbey Road, and let's change some video here while we're at it. But Abbey Road Side 2 has what's called the medley, or the Abbey Road medley, the Side 2 medley. But anybody that follows rock and roll and knows the Beatles well enough knows what they're talking about when somebody says the medley. But anyhow, it's actually just 8 different songs they strung together, and then they came out and said, well, it's got a theme to it. These songs are all linked, and they're like one mini opera or one mini concept album, 8 songs all tied together because of this theme that runs through them. Well, what I wound up doing is when I started writing, of course, I start with the joke lines, but I quickly realized the only way I could do it was, instead of trying to take each song and parody each song separately, is I wound up writing a story. And so the 8 songs together are actually a cohesive story. So each song is like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, 6, 7, 8 of a story, a very simple and cohesive story. So I'm very pleased with how that came out. But it's not a funny ha-ha song. The only thing that's, and I don't even know if the story I wrote, the lyrics I wrote are that great. It's more, it's like running a marathon. Finishing it succeeding in doing it. It's what's important, not whether it was first or last place. It was just accomplishing it. And that's how I look at it. So I don't know if the lyrics are any good or not. I'm not like jumping up and down going, oh my God, these are awesome lyrics like I did when I wrote Digital Killed the Analog Guy or some other songs. Yeah, I saw that too. Well, I saw a video of it. I don't know if you got to see it live somehow, but yeah, Roco put out a couple of videos this week. Well, hello, DJ Scania, and I'll apologize, I forgot your name. My audio? Well, my problem is I'm actually, my OBS crashed. It's the same mic, but I'm coming through with StreamYard. I don't know if YouTube was the problem or my OBS was the problem. It might have been my internet, but I can't tell you if it was my internet. With the old internet we had, I could tell you whether it was my internet or not. All I had to do was do a quick check online, but with my new Verizon internet, I don't have that way to check. All right, well, let's move on to some new pictures. We've been here long enough. No, we just missed him. Let's go to the front here. Let's just watch this guy slowly come up at you. That corner is perfectly rounded. Why are you scraping there? Oh, I need to tilt that camera down a bit so it's more of the trains and less of that. Well, this is nicely timed. As the one left the picture, the other one came in, and as this one leaves the picture, the third one's coming up. Well, my cameras, like last week, should have looked really sharp because Joyce and I have switched to a new internet system. Unfortunately, it was not working today. But it allows me to broadcast at much higher abilities. What you're seeing today, of course, you can see I've got the logo in the corner there is StreamYard. And I am not a fan of StreamYard. I don't hate it, but it's because I use the free version, it's very limited. So Charlie's got to go fix your video for posting later. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in, Charlie. Great to see you as always. Man, Raymond and Ifo and Jean Ricard and all you guys that just have, all this information, the names of these guys and the histories of their companies. I wish I had this interest from childhood that I could be that knowledgeable and have all this information. But unfortunately, my interest in things went elsewhere. Well, thank you. I have a lot of trains that I can mix each week so that I never run the same trains, or at least locomotives, the same for 3 weeks. I can always rotate things out. Unfortunately, I've lost a couple of trains in the last month that I need to get fixed, or power cards, locomotives, whatever you want to call it. Hello, Sir Andy Dobson. Great to see you there. So let's do that one. But we'll watch that steamer go through. All right, Floyd. Wow, you're in a choir, huh? See, unfortunately, for the most part, I don't know how my internet's gonna work until I actually go live. But you fight through it, and the nice thing is I always have a plan B, C, and D. As long as I'm able to have a plan B, C, and D. So I'm on plan C right now. National Railway Museum should be fully reopened in the spring of 2025. All right, because Carl will be back in 2026. We are going to stay in York again. That's the one place we're going to do the same. We haven't really decided much else. All we know is we're going to arrive in London and ride a Caledonia sleeper up to Inverness and spend some time up there. And then we'll eventually get to York. No, that's when you start doubling the letters, Andy, Hot Dog Pilot. After Z comes plan AA, which, of course, if the first 26 plans fail, you probably need AA by that time. Oh, that's probably somewhat true, Jean Ricard. Or in my case, it's just laziness. I don't forget. Well, one, I keep forgetting. But it's also the fact that I have to send them off to people. And that's money, time, and expense. And my guy in California, that is so awesome. He's actually said he'd be willing to fix the one. And that was a month ago. And I didn't send that off to him because I can't get it apart to put it back in the box to send it to him safely. Yeah, we'll doubly love it at Inverness because Inverness, of course, is over there on Loch Ness, and so we're hoping to meet Nessie. All the people in the UK we want to meet, we're going to go meet Nessie. Hello, Christopher at Sakura. Hello, my name is Eric. I haven't bought a train in 6 months. That's not AA. What would that be? You know, MTA, Model Train Anonymous. Hello, my name is Bob, and I have bought 6 new locomotives off of eBay the last 2 weeks. Andy Dobson, avoid the castle? Why? Why should we avoid the castle? Hello, my name is Bob, and I have avoided... Hello, my name is Bob, and I'm a trainaholic. Hello, Bob. Fake cheese does not melt. Oh, you get it hot enough, it will. Velveeta melts very easily. Well, that's cool. At Inverness, a castle. It liquefies and congeals. Doesn't mean it doesn't taste good, though. Oh, so you're not allowed at the castle. Oh, wow. See, I did not know that. The castle is private grounds. Well, welcome back, Willow Springs. I'm sorry to keep everybody jumping and hopping and wondering what the heck is going on. Unfortunately, my internet has been acting like a cat lately. Well, that'll get those people mad at me again. But anyhow, at Willow Creek, let's get united. Willow Creek, I know declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. You're now a knight. It's the high and sheriff courts. So if you go there, it's like done as a fun thing, or maybe not fun thing. Sir Brad of Down Under. There you go. It's been 2 days since my last train purchase. Don't tell my wife. Hey, Sir Graham, great to have you. 3 weeks, dude. 3 weeks. We've got to have a video chat so we can truly talk face to face, you, me, and Joyce, and then really discuss what's going to happen at Getz and make sure it's all good. And Sir Digger Evans, welcome in. What was the Benny Hill character, Digger? Digger something. I had, in Matt Clark, I had the character Digger Deeperman. All right, Graham, I'll do that if I remember. Oh, right. The last mail train. That's right. It is ending, isn't it? Which is a shame because I like the mail trains. I love the color on them. I think they're very cool looking. Here comes that IC. I see one now. No, I only see one too. course, the U.S. hasn't had a mail train, and although maybe some mail sent by train. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Alan. Are they parking them or going to scrap them? That's a shame. Those were nice trains. I always look forward to Leslie's video to see if he caught one on it. Last U.S. mail. There you go. Ben knows that. Awesome. Thank you for the information. Last U.S. mail train was 1977. I just wonder if they still throw mail on some trains, but I doubt it. Everything is truck or flown. Now, somebody's got to buy one of them and make it a heritage train. Yes, they did. The Le Poste. Jim from Hover Motion has a model of it. Gorgeous, too. Really cool train. Again, someday I'll get to France and ride a TGV so I can justify buying one. Every summer we could rent the cottage in the Isle of Wight. If it's not too dear, we shall scrimp and say, grandchildren on our knees, we're a chop and they. REETGV will be on display at the Model Train Show in Mulhouse this weekend. Oh, unfortunately, I'm not going to be anywhere near Mulhouse until, actually, even when we're in Germany, the closest I'll be to Mulhouse is Trier. Joyce and I will be spending a week in Koblenz, and we're going to go down to Trier while we're there. Yeah, the TGV La Poste in yellow. Yes, it's very sharp. Like I said, Jim from Hover Motion, a UK guy that does German and European trains. He's got Austrian and German. He does have some UK trains. Hey, Anthony Borden, how are you? Yeah, Leslie, if you say it the French ways, moulous. But since I'm not French, I'm either going to pronounce it the German way, the way it originally was, Mulhouse, or I'm going to say it the American way, Mulhouse. Because just to start some controversy here, just because that's the kind of yutz I am. When you go and correct somebody's pronunciation of a city, like somebody says Edinburgh, and you go, that's Edinburgh. I ask you, how do you pronounce the capital of Germany and how do you pronounce the capital of France? Because if you say it's pronounced Edinburgh and the capital of France is Paris, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Our city is pronounced Edinburgh, or the city is pronounced Edinburgh. Last week, we went to Paris. No, if you're going to demand it get pronounced Edinburgh, then you've got to provide the same respect and pronounce Paris, Paris, Berlin, Berlin, Mulhouse. I can speak French, sacre bleu. Oh, yeah, stirring the pot is definitely a phrase. Although Jean Ricard is the official pot stirrer when it comes to me. But I am just pronounce Copenhagen. Yeah, I don't know how the Danish pronounce it, but I always pronounce it the German way, Copenhagen. I had to do that with, oh my God, I was talking to, Artie. I was talking to the phone on Artie, and I was mentioning the city of Cologne, but I always say it in German. I say Köln. Like we were in Köln. He's like, where? Köln. I'm sorry, Cologne. Everybody else calls it Cologne. But, I say Dresden, not Dresden. Berlin. I say Potsdam, not Potsdam. It's Copenhagen, damn it. Yeah, you have enough trouble with Nestle's versus Nestle. Gothenburg. Or do you say Gothenburg? Gothenburg. Yes, I agree. Left Train Home, the TGVs La Poste, as we were just mentioning a bit earlier, are beautiful vehicles. Beautiful vehicles. Från Göteborg. Of course, then there's the town that's spelled luxury yacht, but it's pronounced throat wobbler mangrove. There's a reference for you people. That fake tourist name, Andrew, the real village's name is rather short, but they gave it that super long fake name just to get in the Guinness Book of World Records. You don't want to be nestled by Nestle. There you go. And their fake spring water. And Worcestershire sauce, right? Worcestershire. And don't confuse Lancashire with Lincolnshire. Ben, help. Yes, it does predate it, but that wasn't the name of the village. They changed it to have the longest name Aberystwyth, but it's easier to say Devil's Bridge. So now it's how many cities can Anthony Dodge offend in a 3-hour live stream? Yeah, and that's the problem. The place names really become an issue not only when the borders between countries change, because, the area that is Western Poland, that used to be part of Eastern Germany pre-World War II. So when Russia captured and kept half of, or the Soviet Union captured and kept the half of Poland, Eastern Poland, that they stole and weren't going to give it back. They took part of East Germany, of Eastern Germany, and gave it to Poland. But of course, that territory 1,000 years ago was a melting pot ground of various Slavic groups, including the Poles, Germanic people, and became a very mixed thing there. And so many of the place names will have multiple linguistical names that are all accurate because depending on who was there, that was the name it had. You know, do you go by the old German name Budweis or Budovich in the Czech Republic? Is it Pilsen, the old German name, or is it Pulsen, the Czech name? My problem is in Welsh, I can never remember how the double L is pronounced. I never remember how the double L is pronounced. And you know, when my students and I in 2014, we were riding a train from Berlin down to Dresden, and then we also on another trip took a train over to the town of Bad Schandau on the Czech border. You know, a lot of the towns down there near the southeastern corner have Czech, Polish, and German names. TH and clear your throat at the same time. No, that's it. It's not about. You got to remember, guys, I have a degree in linguistics, which is the study of how languages are formed, shaped, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I know that the double letters in Celtic languages, especially in Welsh, obviously are not pronounced the way. For example, you know, there are many sounds that are not in English. There are sounds that are not in German. For example, the English, both the voiced and voiceless TH sound in English do not exist in German. But so that's my problem. I'm 40 years removed from those courses, so I forget what some of those letters get pronounced. My daughter is studying Welsh. You know, she's doing like a Duolingo, I think she is, but she's doing Welsh Celtic, and she would probably say, "Yeah, Dad, it's pronounced like this," or something. There are certain letters that I used to know how they're pronounced in Polish that I don't remember how to do anymore. Your inferiority complex is taking a hammering. You shouldn't have one. But well, hello, Crafting Budgie Mama. Welcome in. You know, things have probably changed, but there's roughly 80 phonemes, 80 to 90 phonemes. No, 120. I'm sorry, I'll get it right. There's about 120 phonemes. In other words, that's basic root sounds the human mouth can make. A basic sound like the B sound, buh, that's a phoneme. That's called a phoneme. A basic sound, buh, that's a phoneme. And there's like 120, I think, 120, 150, I forget what the number is, but like around 120 basic phonemes. You can combine phonemes to make morphemes and so forth, but phonemes. And most languages use somewhere between 35 and 55 of the 120 in their basic root form. And then as they borrow words from other languages, they add more phonemes, but they're very rare. And of course, sometimes you have spellings that are 300-400 years old and haven't been changed, but the way those letters that get pronounced in languages have changed. I've been on this camera way too long. It's time to change. Let's go to the multi-view just for a bit. We haven't done the multi-view in a while, actually at all today. You know, when you look at, quote, silent letters in words, at one time, those letters were pronounced. You know, for example, any word in IGHT is usually related to the Germanic version of it spelled ICHT. So light, L-I-G-H-T, is related to the Germanic word Licht, L-I-C-H-T. And at one time, L-I-G-H-T was pronounced Licht. And then we phased out the G and the H. You know, English has those silent Ks, like in the word knight of the rhomboid table, a knight. Of course, you've always heard the joke words like Knigget, but that's because it was pronounced that way at one time, a Knecht. You'd still see that word when you study those special troopers that came from different parts of Switzerland and Germany and even Austria. These troops of knights that carried the long swords called the Landsknecht or the Landesknechten. I had not heard that, Andy 81E. I thought the 101s were still good, viable for a while. I have not heard that they're looking to phase them out because they just got, there are so many 101s, it'd be odd that they phased them out. Now, obviously, Vectrons are coming in and phasing out a lot of different guys, but see, the one that I find interesting is that the class 147s were supposed to help phase out the 146-2s, but I still see more 146-2s than the class 147s. Hey, Sir Eric, how are you? And then, you know, trying to explain the difference between a voiceless TH and a voice TH with versus the. That's always fun. Because, see, I used to give my students, when I would teach German to my students, I gave them a week or two of, as we got ready to start studying the alphabet and how it's pronounced in German, I gave them sort of a brief class in linguistics on languages, you know, and the letters that when they look at a language and expect letters to be pronounced a certain way, but they have their American English bias or they have an English bias. And so like they would get frustrated that in German, the letter V is also pronounced like an F. So the German word for father is V-A-T-E-R, Vater. V-A-T-E-R, Vater. And I had to explain to them that actually V and F are the same letter. One's voiced, one's voiceless. That a person who is deaf and is basically a trained lip reader cannot tell if you said vent or fent. They can't tell if you said dent or tent because D and T are the same letter vocalized. The difference is one is aspirated, is an aspirant form or voice, and the other one is non-aspirated. So like if you make the D sound and the T sound, hold your hand. Well, what the heck? I'll do this. I'll pretend I'm a teacher again. But when you make letters, you use basically a combination of 5 body parts. You use lips, teeth, tongue, vocal cord, and lungs. And when you make the duh sound, the D, and the t sound, the T, your lips, teeth, and tongue do the exact same thing. Duh, tuh, duh, tuh. Your lips, teeth, and tongue are identical. A lip reader can't distinguish it. If you ever watch old movies with deaf people, they would always put a finger up near the mouth of a person when they were lip reading. Because the difference between duh and tuh, hold your hand in front of your mouth like, right to your lips and go duh, tuh, duh, tuh, duh, tuh. And what you'll feel is you're breathing, you're spitting on your hand when you make the T sound. The T is an aspirant. You breathe through it. It's voiced. You breathe through it. With the duh, you hold the air in. And thus, when you breathe through the air, you vibrate your vocal cords more. And when you hold it in, you're not vibrating your vocal cords as much. Yeah, teacher muscle memory. Yep, I figured, Colin, when I come to the UK in 3 weeks, I'll just look for the spare parts while I'm there. I'll get the boxes over here. I had the box in it out the other day when I was trying to fix it. Now the twin letters in English, in proper English, P and B are the same letter. P and B. P and B. K and the glottalized G are K and G. K. L and R, believe it or not, are twins. The palatized L and the palatized R are the same. So G and K, T and D, B and P, R and L. And so in similar languages, those letters can often switch. There are certain letters that today you say with B's, double B's, that originally were pronounced with double P's, but the pronunciation changed, so we changed the spelling. Topple and tobble. An old English word for to knock something over was to tobble it. I, A, E, O, U, or E, depends on which language, because the Y can be E in Spanish. And the A-E is the schwas, the sound. And then the O is the And then the last one, I forget the last one. But I assume you're trying to do the Danish alphabet. But like in German, Y is only the U sound. There is no other form of Y. It's always just an archaic U sound. So it's pronounced oo, just like the letter U. In English, Y can have the Y sound that we take from totally different languages than English, such as we use it to spell the J sound from Spanish, or not Spanish, German. You know, J is a Y sound, but we use J to be the J sound. That's what we call J, J. But that's why in German it's called Jot, because it makes the Y sound. Johann. Anyhow, let's go back to trains and get my ugly face off the camera. I don't know if you like the shot of trains going away from you. This is a cool shot, I think, because it's a nice way to see that long run they have, because this is the one long run I have through here. And occasionally you can watch a train approach. Hey, Sir Michael, how are you? And of course, Leslie or Leslie, depending on where you're from. Do we say Leslie or do we say Leslie? In my part of America, we tend to say Leslie and not Leslie. But I believe, if I remember correctly, you pronounce it Leslie, that you say less. All right, Eric, take care. But see, now that I'm no longer a teacher, I feel like I can throw this information out of my brain and maybe clear space for new stuff. I no longer have to know this. I don't have to go into work each day and make sure I know how to pronounce every letter in all these different languages. Oh, okay. And also, just to share this with some of you, I, as a kid, had a speech impediment, and I had to go to speech therapy classes for 2.5 years, almost 3 years in school. I had to go to speech therapy. My T's and S's were very sloppy. I didn't have the standardized Daffy Duck S, suffer and succotash, you know, you're despicable. I didn't have that, but yeah, my T's and my S's, I had to learn to clench my teeth when I make them. And as I've gotten older, I noticed even towards the end of my teaching career, as I'm getting older and muscle control gets a little less precise, you get lazier. The speech impediment was coming back a bit. All right, good night, Andy. Thanks for popping in. No, I'm not running the Czech Railjet today. I'm running a Czech IC today. I'm running a Czech Eurocity Intercity today. Yeah, Leslie, I got hassled by, well, my problem was I was getting bullied no matter what. When we moved to the house my mother still lives in, and moved there in 1972, it was a rough neighborhood. It was a rough neighborhood, and I was the new kid on the block. And then a lot of the kids were into what today you'd call gangs, various forms of juvenile delinquency. And I was very much, no, we don't do that. Although I occasionally did partake in some bad things. Let's just say I know how to hot wire a car and how to pick locks. Hey, Sir Brian, welcome in. Great to be seeing you around, man. Great to see you. But yeah, so I was I was the top student in the school, you know, and so I was just set up to get bullied by all the thugs and the losers in my neighborhood, and there were a lot of them. So going to speech therapy didn't increase or decrease it. But it's sort of where maybe the seed of becoming a teacher got planted, because I had teachers that found ways to keep me out of trouble and sometimes even protect me from the thugs. They'd keep me busy after school with stuff, or have me come in early so I didn't ride the bus with the neighborhood kids. Well, hello, Chesty Trains. What's going on? Actually, my week has sucked, but other than that, things are good. How are you? Heck, even today started off bad. My internet crashed twice, and I had to go to StreamYard to do my live stream, and it just doesn't come through in as good a quality, even though Alan says it was great quality. I'm just, actually, no, it isn't. But I got to find a better place for this camera, only so that, if possible, I could get more of trains in. But I'm running the Azuma still, although the Azuma will be coming off this week. And I'm currently running the Duchess of Sutherland, right? Or Duchess of Southampton. Oh, my brain's so bad. Duchess of Sutherland. Not all my blues are cat-induced. Andy, I think I wrote you what was going on. Okay, I don't want to talk about it in camera, but I wrote to you about one of the things that kind of really has kind of hit me in the heart a bit. You like to keep yourself in trouble at school? No, I don't. I getting in trouble at school was a death sentence at home. My father was a scary man. And my father was a very, very scary man. And if you got in trouble at school, which I only did a couple of times, yeah, home was not a safe place to be. All right, good night, Ifo. As always, thanks for being here and sharing a little bit. Your farts were legendary. Trying to load the 18-minute video. Now, if I had a kid that did gastrointestinal bits, I would usually never call it out. The students would react like, "Oh my God, somebody farted!" Like, but I would usually not say anything because, you know, I always worried that kid would get. But my students learn very quickly, like, "Mr. Dodge, can I step outside?" "Yes, you may." And until the last 3 years of my career, if a student has to step outside, it's because they were going to fart. The last 3 years is because they were taking a phone call. "Mr. Dodge, can I step outside?" "Why?" I do love these. I love the Azuma. I got to ride one a couple of times, and Joyce and I rode an Azuma from Edinburgh to York, and then York to London. When we went to York from Edinburgh, we rode an Azuma, and then when we went from London or York back to London before we left, we rode an Azuma. And yes, we liked them a lot. not the seats. If there's one thing UK trains I think need to work on, it's seating. The seats are not as comfortable as some other countries I could mention. But I will say that a second-class railjet seat is much more comfortable than a first-class LNER seat. Now, I will say this. Joyce and I got upgraded on a ScottsRail HST with the Class 43. It was a Class 43 beautiful ScottsRail livery that looks like the St. Andrew's Cross multiple times. I just love that livery. Even before I went to the UK, I loved that livery. Riding it, HST in that livery was wonderful. But we rode from Edinburgh to Stirling, about a 35-minute train ride. And they upgraded us for £9 total, the two of us, so £4.50 each, the first class, because the train was empty. I believe it was a Sunday morning, too. And we got an offer. Did you want to upgrade? And they charged us £9 for the two of us. So, hell yeah, we'll go up to, for the equivalent of $11, go up to first class. Hell yeah. Those were very, very comfortable seats. I can understand why people still have the old HSTs. They were leather seats, cushions. Those were some of the most comfortable seats we've ever ridden on. Don't ask me why, but we enjoyed that. Well, hello, Dave. Thanks for coming in. Glad you made it home safely, if not healthily, because you brought home a British Columbia cold. Yeah. Oh, you didn't get an email from me? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to double check that. Great. One more thing to add to the list of issues. Let me double check that. Sent. Yeah, Andy, it was a reply when you told me that the train, the latest locomotive that I got to you, it's still under that whole chain spare parts bit. But I replied to you when you told me you got it. You had asked, was there anything, that whatever was going on, and I did explain it, but it was my reply to you telling me that the Loco arrived safe and sound. Hey, Sir Raymond Anthony, hope you're well. It's been a while. Yeah, unfortunately, Chesty, I obviously never had the luxury of doing that, riding that particular train. I will say the IC3s and the IC4s are very comfortable. The IC3s, IC4s are very comfortable. I have plenty of leg room. the seats are supportive enough, and I can handle 4 and 5 hour train rides without an issue. The UK trains, like the Azuma, they're okay. It's not like they're totally uncomfortable, but a 4 to 5 hour train ride, then you start going, oh, my back doesn't like this. The seat's just not quite as cushy, and you feel the need to shift in your seat a bit more. Wow. How did you not get that? May have to check your spam or something like that. I don't know. Because mine says it was sent. All right, well, Andy, I just resent it to you. In a couple of minutes, check your email and let me know if you got it. Spam, 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 spam. Wonderful spam, lovely spam. Lovely spam, wonderful spam. All right, Leslie, take care as always. Thank you for being here. I did watch your video today. I did not comment on it, or yesterday, but haven't commented on it. I have been distracted and busy with other things, and so I have not been commenting on many videos today. Actually, this week, I have missed a lot of videos this week again. Lately, just... obviously, when I go like to the York Train Museum, the Deutsche Bahn Train Museum in Nuremberg, and like the train museum I went to in New South Wales in Australia, the New South Wales Train Museum, you look at some of the older passenger cars, and even the third class, which was the, quote, lowest class, those looked like they would have been comfortable, more comfortable than even seats by today's standard. Okay, so you did get that. Good. All right. But yeah, it's just... So I never like to get into the good old days back when, because the good old days were never as good as people say they were. But there are some things that maybe were better, some little conveniences that were better. There's just a... I don't know if model train, in some ways model trains 50 years ago were built better than they are today. In other ways, the new stuff is why I'm into it. If trains did what they did when I was a little kid, I probably still want to be into them. It is the bells and the whistles and the decoders and all the sound files and that. Because when I was 6, 7 years old and playing with that Tyco Rio Grande Santa Fe Super Chief train set my dad bought me for the Christmas of 1969, I thought it was boring. I played with it about 5 times total. I didn't necessarily have space to even set up the whole oval unless the one little room outside my brother and I's bedroom was clear, and I could set it on the floor then, but you couldn't leave it up long. But you had a little controller, you turned it on, it's like, okay, it goes in a circle. Yeah, this is real exciting. Not. And I went outside and played football or baseball or football, the other footballs, all the different types of football, basketball, rode my bike, got into fights and got my ass kicked, whatever it was. And there was no interest to it. Now my trains go in a big circle, but I find it much more interesting. But it's some of that experiences I always talk about. The fact that I rode trains and fell in love with traveling by train to the point where when I'm in Europe, I don't want to rent a car. I would rather ride train. I wish it was as easy to do that in the UK. Where just one ticket gives you all the mass transit and you're covered and just never have to drive a car, have to find a parking space, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I do tend to like driving cars. It's in the name. It's in the blood. Yeah, trains were a lot less detailing in the day. The one effective way, laying track down and then running the trains. Yeah, I tried running the trains across the carpet. That didn't work so well. Yeah, and Dave, that is very true. My fleet has multiplied drastically just in the last 2-3 years because as I've traveled more places, I've seen trains and go, oh, that's nice. Boom, it's on my layout. Oh, we rode this train. It was great. Boom, it's on my layout. Oh, that's a pretty train. Boom, it's on my layout. You go back to the first 4 or 5 years I was in the hobby, 2016 to 2020, 2021, and I have a very limited train collection because Joyce was very firm because we couldn't afford much more at the time. Is I only bought trains I had ridden on, that we had ridden on together. But then, you see the railjet and you go, yeah. And you buy it. Oh, yes, Raymond. The problem is they proposed one in Ohio and it got voted down. And they proposed one in Illinois and it got voted down. Like, no, we don't need this. Because we sold out for the super highways. We sold out for the super highways. And the rail companies, the individual rail companies own most of the track lines. And so they give priority. And we've talked about this many times in the past. They give priority to freight traffic. And that's, so it would be cool if we could get a high-speed start with the states, like a high-speed rail system between Toledo and Cincinnati, Toledo and Columbus, Toledo and even Cleveland would be nice because driving to Columbus nowadays is a nightmare. Because Columbus has doubled its population in the last 20 years or so, it can't keep up and it keeps building all these new highways and trying to interconnect them. And there are places where you have 8 lanes of cars going in one direction and you've got an entrance on the left and you've got half a mile to get across 8 lanes to your exit on the right if that's where you got to go. It's insane. And Atlanta is worse. But yeah, some of these cities that are booming. Now Toledo on the flip side, we're about a third the size we used to be 40 years ago. When I was a little kid in Toledo, we were 400,000 people. Now we're 270,000. Well, we don't want to make it political, but there are definitely parties that they don't want to put. for, you know, the jobs it would create, the ease it would create. But again, I hate to be a negative Nelly, but I think it's too late to try to go to a rail system. But again, it might be interesting to see if we could start on a small scale, like Toledo was, Ohio was proposing. The first line was going to be the 3 C's: Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, a straight high-speed rail system there. And then the second stage would be Toledo, Youngstown, and Dayton added in. And then once you add Toledo in, could you then do like Toledo to South Bend or Toledo to Chicago? But you have Amtrak that handles Toledo to Chicago. But the problem is Toledo to Chicago might take you 5.5 hours, which isn't bad, or it might take you 9 hours when you can drive it in 4 hours. Yep, that's right, Todd. I live in Holy Toledo, Ohio. Although Holy Toledo actually originally meant the Toledo, which is Madrid, Spain. But it was true that at one time, Toledo, Ohio had more churches per capita than any city in the United States. We had more churches. Toledo had all these tiny little, like one-room schoolhouse type churches everywhere. And we actually have, when I was in college, one of my German professors from Germany talked in class about one of the things that blew her away in Toledo was how many different churches we had, but how many different architectural styles of churches we had, because we had so many different ethnic groups in Toledo. We had the Hungarians and Bulgarians, Romanians, Lebanese, Germans, Poles, various Slavics. Of course, Poles are Slavics. We have all, and so we have all these little regional, like we have a Georgian Orthodox church. Okay, Georgia, this tiny little independent land that for years was dominated by Russia. But we have a Georgian Orthodox church on the east side of Toledo. It's a tiny little church. And it gets some of the others, like Bulgarian Orthodox, and people go there because we no longer have a Bulgarian Orthodox church in Toledo. Yes, Maxwell Klinger and also Danny Thomas. I don't know how many of you know Danny Thomas, but the actor and comedian Danny Thomas was born and raised in Toledo, although he would always tell people he was from Chicago. But he didn't go to Chicago till he was 18 or 19. And he went to Chicago on his own to live with an uncle or family member. But much of his family is still in Toledo. His cousins and, obviously his generation has all died on. His daughter, Marlo Thomas, that girl from the 60s TV show, is in her 80s. Danny Thomas would be over 100. But yeah, Klinger, we had the Lebanese section of Toledo. And it's still there, but so we go way back. Toledo had, we started with, you had the German and English communities, and then Irish, Poles, and Hungarians came in, and then the Bulgarians, and then after, I think it was before World War I. It might have been after but I think before World War I, we actually started getting Lebanese people in here. So we have a large Lebanese community in Toledo. All right, will do, Charlie. Yeah, Toledo Scales, which has been out of business for about 25, well, maybe not that long. But yeah, Toledo Scales was a major industry. Champion Spark Plugs was founded and headquartered in Toledo forever until they moved their headquarters to Georgia, and then, or not Georgia, I think Arkansas, and then on to, I believe, Mexico is where their main production area is. Toledo was nicknamed the Glass City because you had more glass including fiberglass, like Owens Corning fiberglass was originally all manufactured here in Toledo. Now only a small part is, but the corporate headquarters are now in a suburb of Toledo. But Owens Corning fiberglass, you know, the pink, that was a Toledo company. And of course, the famous Jeep, which started as Willys Jeep in Pennsylvania, but then Willys moved it to Toledo. Hey, Michael, how are you? So in its day, Toledo had a lot of things it was famous for. Now, you know, if you come to Toledo, like with Artie, we took him to the famous restaurant that Klinger made famous on Toledo, but we gave him the true story about it, Tony Paco's. Yes, because Hocking and Hocking Hills is south there. But yeah, but Toledo was called the glass capital of the world because we produced all kinds of glass, from fiberglass to glassware to glass products. And it was huge, but you know, there's a reason we're in the Rust Belt area. The only thing that is still Toledo strong is Jeep, although there are other Jeep factories around the world. But the headquarters of Jeep and its main production factory is still here in Toledo. Because if Jeep closed, Toledo would be a ghost town. Jeep is the only thing keeping Toledo alive. Yeah, Champion left Toledo in the late 80s, early 90s. Because my uncle was a foreman for Champion at the factory, and they didn't leave too long after he retired. Yeah, I know, Charlie, but I was in a hurry. I was trying to get back on. So each of the files is there's 233A, 233B, and 233C. So it's technically renamed enough. The biggest thing I didn't do is I didn't get all the hashtags in that I have on the original, because when you use StreamYard, it doesn't cross over. Like, it's automatically on my OBS, but when I use StreamYard, yeah, the internet was garbage today. It crashed twice on me. Major crash.
That's not good.
No, unfortunately, Michael, I have not heard of the Lionel Little Lines Lane. I don't know. I know what Lionel is, but I couldn't tell you any of their lines. I mean, I know Athern and Athern Genesis. I know that. Yeah, Charlie, we have been told, talking about while we're up in Scotland for that's 2026. You know, we've got Getz coming up 3 weeks from today. We will be at Getz. We will be in Milton Keynes 3 weeks from now. We'll be sitting in our hotel room crashing right now in 3 weeks.
Sure, we will be.
Oh, let's get to
Hi, Tom.
So I'm on
Hi,
StreamYard
Andy,
right
with the wave.
Let's
Wave. Trying to reach you there. So, hello, Raymond. Made me sound like Superman. Hello, Michael.
See, you got a camera named after you.
Hi, Chesty Trains. Hello, Jean.
This is the
Glad
Joyce.
you're here.
This is the Joyce view
Dino.
camera. I don't have an Anthony view camera, but
Hi,
it's
Ben.
the Joyce view camera. There you go. That's pretty good. That'll work.
Oh gosh, we're trying. I keep telling those kids, don't you breathe on me. I've got a lot of coughing going on in my room.
Darn thing.
Oh.
It just
Yeah,
this one corner. It sounds like it.
Yeah, because I thought it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, it goes through.
So, hi, Randall. Hi, Andy March West.
Let's go to where is it? Come on.
Hi, left train home.
There we go. There we go.
Because you left your train at home. Yeah, a whole lot of coughing going on in my room. Yeah.
Oh, there are so many bugs going around. when we went to get our shots, the pharmacy was talking about it. Yeah, the one lady giving us our COVID shots is talking about how many things are going around right now.
Already, yeah.
So we're in nervous mode.
You better believe it. Yep, don't breathe on me. Don't breathe on me. Don't breathe on me. Hi, Raymond.
And especially since you now have an epic song to sing.
Okay.
It's all done.
We'll try tomorrow.
Oh, you're not going to try a little tonight?
No.
Do a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow?
No, let's do tomorrow. Just
right.
Voice training.
Well, I got my show. Oh, that's right. You got your voice training.
We tried on a Friday once. It did not go well. Yeah, stay away from the monkeypox. Yeah, thanks, Todd. I'm trying to stay away from everything. Don't give me a cold. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got to eat first. You're actually earlier than you've been the last couple of weeks.
I really tried.
I don't know if it's our internet or OBS.
All right, bye, Tommy. Yeah, you never know. Oh, do I look happy? I hope I do. I don't think I do.
Yeah, remember, this is her straight off of work.
Yeah, right. I have no time to decompress here.
This is the tired, the undecompressed.
Oh, thanks, Sean.
The compress, because she hasn't decompressed.
Yeah, it is. I need to talk to my new kids.
So the funny thing is, all of you guys who see Joyce, you probably see her at her most stressed all the time. You don't see her when she's relaxed. And
well, over the summer, I'm relaxed.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah. Oh, so you guys are doing Oktoberfest. Great. All right, Eric and Billy, take care. Von Don Eisenbahn, good evening.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be your only hobby. That's for sure, Raymond.
Oh, for sure.
I have other hobbies. Unfortunately, my other hobbies need the space that Joyce will tell you I have too many hobbies.
He does.
War games, action figures, the one holdout for my toys.
Und deutsche Schule morgen? In German school? Schule.
And German school tomorrow.
Okay.
You understood that.
I did, but I also was questioning it.
You were missing a verb?
Well, there's that.
Und deutsche Schule morgen.
I was in Schule. I was like, that's cool, I think. I'm pretty sure. Blank looks from teachers, a quick T in their backup. That's great, Andy.
Oh, that's right. I never did. I watched it, but I never commented on the one you reloaded. I have missed and not commented on so many videos this week. I have been just distracted.
Yeah, Spaß in der Schule. Yeah, have fun at school. Ich verstehe das.
Yeah, anything Tolkien related.
Oktoberfest in Oswego.
In Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Or Waukesha.
And the German school is 2 hours on Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
They used to have that here in Toledo, but they stopped it. The German American Festival Societies had Germans. Actually, they might still have it. I just haven't heard it. Well, I've been out. I was going to say, I haven't heard it advertised in a couple of years. I've been retired for a couple of years. When would I hear about it?
Yeah, right.
They would send me letters at schools, at work, saying, hey. That's why I haven't heard about it in a couple of years. Duh. This is year 3 of retirement now, right? It's just the 3rd school year I've missed, or the 2nd school year I'm officially. I retired after 2022.
I think this is 2.
So this would be the 2nd school year I'm missing. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, last year was all new.
Yeah, and the worst thing is I developed the routine and then it changed.
Yeah, we do that too. Yeah, it definitely has changed, Tanya. And a crocodile appeared and ate all the sausages. England. There are no crocodiles
Yeah,
in
Waukesha.
England.
I had to remember, it's been a while.
Punch and Judy.
Of course, if you pronounce it the Sheboygan way, it'd be Waukesha. Native American, this part of the country, even up to second syllable is stressed. Waukesha.
Oh, it was Punch and Judy. Okay.
What was
Now
Punch
I
and Judy?
get you. They were puppets.
Yeah.
And yes, they had a crocodile who would come in. So that's what the reference was to.
Punch and Judy, that's right.
So we needed a little bit of help, and then we got it.
My problem is, so we had a Punch and Judy show done when I was in elementary school. Somebody came in and did the actual Punch and Judy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I
think they were invited in by our Scottish bookkeeper. That woman had such an effect on my life for only knowing her a couple of years, you know?
Which one's that?
I can't remember her last name. She was Teresa McSomething. She was a librarian at Kaiser Elementary School.
Oh, right. Okay.
And she was Scottish, and she lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she's the one that helped me cement my Liverpool. You know, I was into Liverpool because I was a Beatles fan in the 60s. You know, Beatles, anything Liverpool was cool. And I would remember reading the paper because back then our newspaper gave you the top league. It wasn't called the Premier League back then. Yeah. But you would get the British Soccer League scores in the Blade back then. You'd get all the international sports scores. So I could go, oh, Liverpool's in first, or, you know, because Liverpool had a great run in the early 70s.
Sure
and
did.
that.
Yeah, Punch and Judy were quite violent, I thought. But you could see him on.
But she was a Liverpool fan, even though she was Scottish.
Right.
And she had Liverpool memorabilia. And she would talk to me about Liverpool. And we shared a love of the Beatles because, of course, she saw the Beatles.
Of course she did.
Yes, I saw the Beatles in 1962. Actually, that's not even remotely a Scottish brogue.
Oh.
But yeah, but I loved her accent, and we had so many accents in the north of Hill Avenue part of my neighborhood. South Hill Avenue was all white and white trash, and then north side was everybody else. Latinos, Scottish, people from Jamaica, and so just all these accents, Asians, just so many different accents, and where so many kids in my neighborhood would be like, oh, listen to that idiot, do this, you know, just racist commentary.
Punches in the name.
I was like, oh my God, I love that accent.
Yeah, you did.
And I began mimicking them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just loved, and I loved to hear people where they were from. And, you know, she would tell me the difference between different accents of Scotland. Well, of course, the Glaswegians talk like this, and this group talks like that, says it this way and that way. And, of course, I had the German relatives that were from two different sides of the family, the ones that were related to my grandmother and the ones that were related to my aunt. And some were Rhenish and some were Prussian.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom's side of the family, the German side of her was Bavarian and Schwabish. And oh my goodness, the one time the Germans from my dad's side of the family met the Germans, you Bavarians. And so you quickly learn the accents. Unfortunately, I had more contact with the Bavarians. So I always said ish.
Ah, okay. There you go. Yeah, we are the
Well, there you go.
We're the Beverly Bobcats.
Well, there's Nancy and Herb. Hello, Nancy and Herb.
Hello,
Hi,
Nancy
all the way
and Herb.
across continents and national boundaries.
And north, yeah.
Let's see. Technically, they're that way. I did point the correct way.
That's west.
Yeah, they're northwest.
Yeah.
So I'm actually coming north, and it's a long from us. It would be like
sure would be
as much west as north. So I was going northwest.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn woman. You can argue geology with me and win. Geography.
My geography is uniquely my own. I can fall asleep. Hi, Steve.
I'm still waiting to get the emails Herb has been trying to send me, and it keeps failing.
Oh.
Yes, I've read the book, but you got to be careful, Left Train Home. We do avoid politics and religion chatting here, just to keep everybody friendly.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that book.
Okay, he's having major computer problems. We'll try again tomorrow.
Okay.
That's fine.
You just, Herb, that offer I sent you was not a typo. If I have any questions for Dawn Quest, she may be in on Sunday. I know who Dawn Quest is, but I've never watched her videos, so I know nothing about her other than she's a large YouTube channel from the UK. And I came across her a few months ago, and okay, it's just a channel I people talked about, but then she recently did a video that got suggested to me because she went to Miniature Wonderland, and I did watch a little of that video, but I was kind of snarky, like, you don't know as much about it as I do, but that was just me being a douche.
Right.
I could explain that to you. I've been there many times. As have you.
Yes, I have.
All right, Brian, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
So I don't know what questions I'd have for Dawn Quest, other than, is that your real name? Does that mean?
What are you doing for dinner tonight? Anything a pizza?
Yeah.
Please.
Wow, we haven't had any of those pizzas in a while, to be honest.
Yeah, we haven't had a while.
So I could do Pizza Hut, the usual, or we could do Jets if that sounds better.
Maybe Jets.
All right, we'll do Jets.
Probably should call them no.
Good question. I see what you did there. And now I'm sorry for both of us that we both went there, but I can't help it. As a teacher, I did that with names.
Yeah.
There was not a student I had named Brian that was never Brian Smith. You are Brian who shall be named Brian. And, you know, early on, some of my students like, that's that movie my dad watched.
Yeah. Should I go up and call now?
Why not? You want to run away and call now?
Yeah.
You have to call now. You can't do online.
I don't know.
I'm Brian, and so's my wife.
Yeah. Wait for me for a minute.
Unity, Reg. No, Solidarity. Sorry. Solidarity, Reg. Reg, who cannot go on the mission with us as he has a bad back. Solidarity, brothers. Oh, yeah. You are all individuals. We are all individuals. I'm not. You must all think for yourselves. We must all think for ourselves. You are all individuals. We are all individuals. I'm not. The double irony in that was so deliciously done. I'm Brian and save my life. Right, call me Big Nose one more time and I will punch you so hard. Your nose is going to be splattered all over your face, mate. Those are my juniper bushes.
Well, maybe I'll go up on my computer. I think I can sign in and do it.
All right, so you're going to run away now? Do
Well,
it fast and come back?
So, yeah.
All right, go or call, whichever's faster.
So just so you know, when you're waiting for something.
Wolf nipple chips, get them while they're hot. Oh, lucky you, Randall. Right now, we would love thunderstorms. We need the rain. We are dry. Joyce and I haven't even gone kayaking because our 2 access points are so low, we can't get our boat. We'd have to wade through very nasty water 100, 200 yards to get to the main part of the river where maybe our boat would fit in, and then have to paddle out closer to the middle of the river. And anybody who's seen my Facebook videos when Joyce and I are on the river, the Maumee is a very wide and deep river once it hits the Toledo borders. But if you live near the river, getting to it, unless you live right on the river, there are access points, public access points, and they're all too low. We can't get our boats. We can't get on our boats and go out on the river because we are in the highest level of drought for this area. Yeah, Randall, the problem is that tropical storm blew south of us and did not do anything for us. We were hoping it would, but there is a big, I believe it's a high pressure right over Toledo, and it's just pushing everything away from us. Yeah, I mowed my weeds. My grass isn't growing, but the weeds are doing just fine. Well, where are you at, Left Train Home, if I may ask? And you don't mind telling us. Otherwise, we won't impede upon your privacy. Everybody here knows that Joyce and I are in Toledo, Ohio, USA. Which, if anybody knows Toledo, the first thing they'll think is cleaner. And do a rain dance. I don't do any kind of a dance. Now, if you got a large group of people, I could do a rain dance because they'd watch me dance and cry. And maybe those tears would help. Wow, you're in Lancaster, Ohio. Okay. So we're sharing the state. Randall lives in Arkansas or Arkansas. And the rain that we have had a little bit of rain, but like our neighborhood got half an inch of rain, but the rest of Toledo got 1/8 of an inch. And that was like our last rainstorm, which was 3 weeks ago. And it was only the second rainstorm we've had since May or June. Well, while Joyce is gone, I'll switch to some of the cameras so you can see some of these other trains a little more closely. That's not really closely, is it? Here you can see that Rheingold, the class 18.5 locomotive, pulling a group of late 1920s German passenger cars. Of course, that camera is not the best view of it. The Czech IC going by. Let's do bridge view. Where's bridge view? Bridge view. Bridge view. Oh, missed it already. All right, let's catch it here. Seeing that classic train, almost 100 years old. Yeah, got black there. Yeah, you guys in the UK have had some major storms. We've kind of been jealous. Nobody wants the roof shaking and the ground shaking, but we definitely would like a couple of good downpours. And into October, it's still supposed to stay dry. And mind you, the one day I want it to be dry, October 11th, when we fly out of here to the UK, actually October 10th, we'll probably get severe thunderstorms. That will be the way my luck works. Okay? Which means more like 6 to 10.
Oh, maybe 4 or 7.
Come on, there's the back.
I'm back. I'm back. Arkansas. Yeah.
You
Why
never
not?
give me your locos.
So our daughter went to pretty school instead of preschool. It was pretty school, and
Arkansas,
we didn't correct her.
Yeah. Liz always went to pretty school. It wasn't preschool, it was pretty school. Well, she was a pretty kid, so you know.
She sure was. I kept her alive. Yeah, well, I think you sometimes get them in the
Charlie, that
winter,
question was
don't you?
answered about 7 lines up from you.
Yeah.
He's in north central Arkansas near the Missouri-Arkansas state line.
It is lightly raining outside.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in a severe drought, so
Yep, I just got done explaining all
the
that.
rain is welcome. Ooh.
I'm sleepy, so sleepy.
Gotta believe that. Never loves in that sleep according to my plan.
Oh, I'd like to have a good night's sleep.
No, I said I'd lousy. I did was slept lightly. I didn't sleep deeply. At all. So I guess it's
Toledo,
fair.
all my childhood into adulthood and probably even into my 30s, maybe even into my 40s, the weather in Toledo through the summer was fairly predictable. We'd have great weather in June. July would have a cool down around the 4th, which was frustrating because we had a pool.
Yep.
And so you do the July 4th party and it's too cold to go swimming.
Right.
And then we would have thunderstorms in mid-July and then heat waves in late July, which would carry into August. But we would always get at least one solid thunderstorm a week. Now we go weeks without rain.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, often when you get rain, you get a ton of it in a short amount of time.
Right.
Which runs off instead of soaking in. Yeah, the farmers are taking a real beating.
Yeah, they are. The Ohio farmers are taking a beating.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's not just Ohio, it's southern Michigan. And
Oh, yeah.
Eastern.
But he's from Lancaster, Ohio,
Indiana.
so we're sharing the Ohio misery.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, I gave up trying to water my yard just
Yeah, we stopped watering the yard, partly because of the drought. We're going to have a water shortage.
I've been watering my tomato plants and such, but you know, they do so much better with rainwater than they do the water from the faucet.
We drove through, we didn't actually drive into Arkansas. We weren't in Arkansas, but we drove through northern Missouri.
Yes, we did.
And you turned as green as your shirt.
I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't feel it coming. We stopped, and all of a sudden I didn't. I just kept going, and
was a Route 30. Maybe Randall might know. I forget if it was Route 36 or 37 that goes through northern Missouri. And we went through Chillicothe, Missouri, which was interesting because there's a Chillicothe, Ohio.
Right.
But it was up and down hills, and Joyce didn't take her Dramamine, and she turned green.
Well, yeah, I couldn't walk. We got out, and I just was rolling. It's a little better after 8.
That's okay, Andy. I've been watching, you know him, Kev from Medway Peninsula Model Railway. Do you know the name of the vacation resort he's at on the one coast of the UK?
Lefty, I know what you mean.
Sandy Balls. Which, considering it is a seaside resort, is probably an accurate name. At least for half the people.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't have that problem, but...
No, yours would be worse.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, that just created a new name.
Oh no.
Well, you know, we have the club, the Ishi Crush in Big Gulch.
Yeah, right.
They could have a beach one called Sandy Crush.
Find it in the European trip.
Seaside Resort in France. This is Sunday Crush.
Moody, Missouri. Yeah.
Now, Pennsylvania is the best, where you have Intercourse, Pennsylvania, Hell, Pennsylvania, and Paradise. There's all those cities that are close by, and you make jokes about you have to go through Hell to get to Paradise, and Intercourse is just before you get to heaven, or Intercourse is just before you get to Paradise.
Yeah.
And of course, it was called Intercourse because it was Latin for where the two roads cross. Intercourse.
Right, yeah. Yeah, literally, the course was crossing.
Yeah. The two main roads cross there. And we do have Hell, Michigan, just north of us. I've been to Hell, and I've thrown a snowball in Hell, and I have seen Hell frozen over.
It does freeze over, yeah.
Hell does freeze over a lot.
I don't know if Pennsylvania
and I've thrown a snowball in Hell. My friends and I in high school drove up there once just to do it and said we did it.
We threw a snowball in Hell, yeah.
But that was always the joke. That was always the joke whenever there was the big snowstorms in the Toledo area that then carried north. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hell is frozen over. Here in Hell, Michigan.
Right. Yeah, what the heck? We all like a good...
Moody, Missouri.
Some Moody Mo's.
Moody Mo. Like. Moody Mo. Moody Mo. Well, Strawberry doesn't have to be weird, but yeah, some of them are.
I always figure, especially the odd name ones, have a good story. We were in, no. Where were we?
When? Where?
Yellowstone, Wyoming. That's what I was trying to go
Cody?
Yeah, just that area. We were seeing all kinds of dry creek beds, but they all had very interesting names. Some of them were riverbeds.
Yeah, there was Dead Skunk.
Yeah, Dead Skunk.
Dead Skunk Ravine.
Yeah.
Dead Skunk Ravine. There was Dead Frog Creek.
Yes, they felt like they were terribly literal. We found a skunk here dead once. Yes, my new teaching partner.
Your newest new teaching partner. You've only already had 3 so far this year.
I've had 2.
Well, yeah, the first one never showed.
Right.
But she's still your first teaching partner this year.
So, as Deb would say, she's quite the hoot. Oh my golly, could she tell stories? She's going to do a pig roast this weekend. All right, take care.
All right, Andy, good night. Thanks for hanging out. We still got about 15 minutes to go before we crash and burn.
Yeah, really. So, anyway, she, where's it going with this?
Her stories with her pig roast.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you more later on that.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, anyway, she's a little rough around the edges, that's for sure. And I forgot what I was going to say about her. So, oh, well, that's it.
Well, there's a story for another time.
Another time, yeah.
2 a.m., you're going to wake me up. Wait, Anthony, I remember what the story
This pig
was.
roast is with her nephew invites her. He's a police officer. So all the people at this pig roast are basically police and fire.
You have a bunch of policemen at a pig roast.
I know.
Oh, my.
I know. So anyway, but she'll tell,
Isn't that cannibalism?
Come around and
sorry, police friends.
She's your nephew. She said, Mike, whoever says, hey, that guy there was talking about him. Give me your taser. I keep telling you, Aunt Linda, I don't carry a taser. Well, give me his taser. I got your back, bro. Oh, my God, she's funny.
Well, I'm glad.
So I'm thoroughly enjoying her. I need to explain a few more things to her, but as I put stickers in the kids' folders today so they know where to put stuff.
Actually, hell is a nice little village, John. And of course, that's going to get us talking religion, which we don't want to get into either.
Indeed. Yep,
we've got people trying to go politics and religion today.
Keep it safe.
There are much worse places than hell.
Martree, Imboden, Porsche. Yeah. It's so bad. I have to ask people what I was talking about.
All right. While I'm thinking of it, tomorrow, what time are we going to? You've got, what time's your appointment?
Oh, it's like 11:30.
11:30.
Yeah.
So we're either going to get up before that and take stuff over.
Yeah, we probably should load it tonight.
What time's the game? Yeah.
Yeah, what time is the game tomorrow?
I don't know. That's what I just asked.
Yeah, is this...
Why do you ask me a question I just asked you?
Year, I have to take
12.
A stupid class. I'm going to miss part of it. So, yeah, we'll do it beforehand, obviously.
All right, so
I really just drop me off and I will walk back.
Nah, you can...
No, I'm happy to walk back. I'll get my walk in.
Yeah, but it makes me have to take you there.
Only if the time's weird. Otherwise, I'll walk there.
Fine diddly dee.
Yep. So, yeah, it had to be a little later because, Wendy's coming back, but slowly.
Well, in Northern mythology, hell is a very cold place. But even in Judeo-Christian definitions, hell is full of flames.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's cold. Because they can't make up their minds.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway,
the Bible version of hell is an amalgam of many people's.
Moving on.
Yeah, the mallard is dead. The cats nailed it, and this is all messed up. It's going to have to go to UK with me and see if somebody can fix it, or I've got the manual, and we'll look up the spare parts to fix it. But I wouldn't know how to put them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the cats nailed it the last time, which is what prompted me doing it.
Take it to the train show. Somebody there on the.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll take it to the UK with me. Well, hello, CMD. Welcome in. Cool videos you've been putting up this week. Your friend Bazzi or Basie. I think he says Bazzi.
Bazzi sounds right.
That would be very cool if Märklin did. There were rumors that they're going to do a mallard, but what they did instead is they've released another version of the Flying Scotsman, which is the all black World War II all black version.
So after the one you bought, they're offering another one.
Yeah, because it's cheap to just repaint it.
Sure.
Because they sold out, but they already got the molds there. It's easy to pop in and just change the dye. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to get. I've got enough black locomotives.
Ducks are often hunted by cats. Yeah, I understand. Australia is not keen on cats at all.
What do you mean she's off the hook? She's coming to England with me. I'm not traveling on a plane by myself. She's my security blanket on a plane.
Oh, you better believe I am. But you got your bills, so you'll be good. I hope.
The mallard fits in the bag.
Yeah, well. Well, yeah.
No, I haven't, Andy.
Yeah, try pronouncing student names.
There is clearly a market for 3-rail UK stock. There is clearly a market for it because the Flying Scotsman sold out fast.
It's just the way you talked about the mallard. I think he's just sad about it. Yeah, the mallard fits in a suitcase. I don't.
Well, there was that one time.
Yeah.
I was. Badly, but I was behaving.
There is that. Celtic might be popular.
Because, you can get, even from companies like Lima and Hellion, maybe a little bit, but they made British locomotives in HO scale, but it's DC, 2-rail. So we Märklin people, by running 3-rail, we can't, there is no 3-rail British stock. And it's not necessarily easy to convert any DC stock to 3-rail. It's not that easy. Yeah, see, I want a Siemens Charger Amtrak in 3-rail. That's what I want. I will take in a Sela, but yes, I want an American Amtrak in 3-rail, and I mean a modern era. Märklin has made Amtraks of other eras, but they have not made a modern era Amtrak, and I would love an Sela or the Siemens Charger.
Do you have a theme today?
Do I have a theme today? No.
All right. Well, your red, white, and blue right there. So
well, the locomotives are red, white, and blue, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much, except for
and then this one
steamer.
Is red, cream, and blue.
Yeah.
Red, black, and blue. Black and blue. Ouch.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Aaron Lays, I think she's taking TV upstairs again. I don't think
so Raymond Anthony, I am so with you on this. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only regret I have with going 3-rail is that as I've gotten into trains and realized I could even get some American stock. I have looked for it, and Randall at times gives me, like MTH, the company MTH, which technically went belly up, although different companies have parceled out elements of the name. MTH made 3-rail American locomotives specifically for the Märklin system. They made them 3-rail to be used with the large Märklin community in the United States who wanted to run both German Märklin trains, but also American trains. So MTH did that. They made 3-rails with the ski, or officially the shoe, as it's called in English, but most of us call it the ski because it looks more like a ski than a shoe.
Yep.
But anyhow, but yeah, there is no 3-rail stock in British. Is that the pizza maybe here already?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have to check. I figured she'll come and yell.
Yeah, I think Liz was up there, so.
So yeah, scale trains bought it, but I don't think they're doing any of the HO. Yeah, Raymond, I mean, I don't know.
Whoops.
Oh, you just killed. There goes the.
I did.
And you got it totally wrong now.
I do.
And now people are getting a great view of the lights under the table. Aim the camera at the target. There. That's much better. Like I said, I need to find. But for me, I don't have a huge following in American trains. Now, Märklin released 5 different versions of the ES44. Well, 6 if you count the doubles of the one, 6 or 7, whatever they're up to now.
I really couldn't see it
because they had 2 of the UPs and 2 of the Santa Fe's.
You call the slider a boot? Okay.
Hey, Greg, how are you feeling?
Hiya, Greg.
And how's your wife? I mean, we know you, but how's Heather doing?
She's feeling better. That stinks. My father had that. She's really moving around up there. Like she's moving stuff.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Wow, that's the third sneeze today. Uh-oh.
Don't sneeze on me. I have a trip to take. I tell my students.
Yeah, I have a trip to take.
She's getting better slowly. Okay.
You're just the entertainment for me while I travel.
That's really true.
I don't think you're. I mean, well, let's end the stream on that. We got a picture, but yes, we need more UK HO scale 3-rail stuff. All right, I got a question for you to end this chat.
Looking forward to the trip. I'm a little afraid of being somewhat restless through it.
No, you'll be able to walk all around places.
Yeah, okay.
And you'll be outdoors at one place, and where we're having the show is a walk from the apartment, so you can always walk back to the hotel.
Say, screw you! I'm gonna go play some phone games.
So I guess that's it. I mean, what are you looking forward to in this trip to
I am looking forward to meeting a lot of these people that we see weekly on our live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely 100% it.
You're not excited to be seeing the town of Milton Keynes?
I am interested to see Milton Keynes because it's a new place. So Ben came in too. No, he's just saying hi to people. Gotcha. Ben already has been here.
You've got sinusitis.
There's a pump on every corner. Oh, that stinks. Well, you're getting into winter, aren't you?
Yeah. Andy, I think that's actually a concern she's not going to say publicly. I think she's concerned about people making sure she's not lonely.
A little bit.
The crowd press.
The crowd, yeah, could be a bit overwhelming. As you probably know, I'm a bit of a hugger, so that's all good. But
I don't know that Andy knows that because he hasn't met you yet.
Please tell me if you don't. I'll try to feel you out.
To be honest, okay, you just set up 2 bad jokes.
Figuratively.
Andy is kind of short.
Okay.
So a hug from you, he might find more entertaining than most.
Oh, short is short.
Andy, what'd you say? You're 5'3", 5'4"?
Oh gosh. Andy, bring it on. Okay, Andy, I'll squat. That didn't sound good either.
You are 0 for 3 there.
I'm tired.
You just tell everybody, I'm a bit of a hugger. Well, you are when you know them.
It's true. When I'm comfortable with people.
When you're comfortable with people. You have had people who have walked up and hugged you that you didn't really know well.
That's
true. They were a little too friendly, was your phrase.
Well, yeah, there's that. 5'4".
It sounds arrogant. It sounds arrogant. We don't want it. We aren't arrogant. It sounds arrogant, but our experience the first time in the UK and having people that knew us just stare at us
kind of blew our minds a lot.
So now all these people are like, we can't wait to meet you. We can't wait to meet you. It's just us.
We're from Podunk, Toledo. We're nothing special. We're
But-
glad to have friends, but we're not special.
There's that paranoid ego. I don't know how you phrase it. That we're gonna get there, and there's gonna be all these people. It's them, and they're all coming to us at the same
They'll
time.
probably ignore us, don't you think?
Well, I mean, there's clearly a lot of people that'll ignore us, but there's definitely.
Oh, look, it's the Americans. Hi.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean,
I don't know what to say to you now.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But there
No,
are
we're
definitely
teasing
people.
for sure. Yeah, summer's coming in January. Raymond,
Yeah,
are
exactly,
you in
Chesty.
Australia too?
FTH made good models. And they even made some German models, but they made American locos for
Technically December.
Märklin. Yeah, that might make Andy.
Oh, thank you, John. We are what we
Oh,
are.
and he included me in that.
He did. How about that? Hell has frozen over in August. September. I forget where we are.
You're a month off, dear.
I don't know where I am.
Lost. Have you tried Hare Krishna?
I am willing to try anything at this point. Oh, golly. I think I just need a nap.
It is about that time.
Yeah, it's that time. Anyway, how nice, everybody. So it'll be great fun. And somehow we have to meet Randall somewhere.
Yeah, we got to meet Randall somewhere. We'll
I
have
think
to
so.
figure out somehow.
Yeah, something, Randall. I don't know. You come
But-
north again. We'll drive west and meet up.
Come north, drive west.
Yep. You go north, we'll go west.
Yeah, that should work. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, this one. So you stop. Bing, bing, and you stop.
What do I have on this
Bing.
one?
Just turn off the lights. Bing, bing. There we go. And then, oh, yeah, I got to
Okay.
turn these guys off now.
Should I close it or leave it open?
Oh, you can close that.
Okay. I always ask.
Well, are you talking that or are you talking your blouse? But bum.
Oh.
So bad.
Yeah, he sure does, doesn't he?
Who, where, what?
Andy said Randall knows all the cool places to eat, all the cool
Anybody
joints
that
to eat.
works in some sort of transportation
They
industry
do,
knows the good places to eat. I had two, technically they were second cousins, but I knew them as uncles. Pizza's here.
Sounds like it.
Okay. Well, anyhow, wait, do it. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. We're gonna log it off quick today, just so we're doing this.
Yeah.
So anyhow, wait, where is it? All right, everybody.
Now.
We got to cut it off. Dinner's here. So on behalf of Joyce, we're gonna say Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trades. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.